is my small little nook in this room that I share with my son. And to say that I have let it get out of hand this week is putting it mildly. Hi everyone, welcome to Lazy Loops Crochet by Stacy, yours truly. Thank you for joining this week's blog. This week you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see some whips that I have finally forced myself to finish. You're going to see some loveys. You're actually going to see some purses as well. I've went back to my roots. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and let's get started. Bye everybody. This video is going to be really letting you guys see the down and dirty of what a side hustle of a crochet hobby turning into hopefully something more, and working full-time, having 2 children, and just life being crazy. This is my small little nook in this room that I share with my son. And to say that I have let it get out of hand this week is putting it mildly. I have stuff everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean in baskets that I have created that I just need to finish off the string, sewing them in. I have projects in here that are not finished. I have my donuts that I were starting, but then I got bored and I decided to do something different. You're seeing a sneak peek of the 2 little Mini Della Ducks that I have done that I'll show you guys later. I have some of my velvet yarn. Oh, even better, in this bag is all the things I pulled out of my cart because I needed more space, so that is just a hodgepodge. I've made a couple of things that you guys have not seen yet that I will show you in detail. I have gotten a couple things in order-wise and don't have a place to put them. Oh, it's a mess. And then my favorite part is this cart right here. I had mentioned this, I believe, before in a blog. This was a cart that my daughter no longer uses. She's got some of her stickers from when she was growing up. And I keep this usually downstairs in the living room next to the chair that I normally sit at. And I work from here in the mornings usually, and in the evenings. Well, this cart becomes a hodgepodge. It starts out with a project for each level and then my extra items up there. However, as the week goes on, as you can tell, there's no rhyme or reason why things are where they are, and there's some random things in there I don't even remember why they got there. But we are going to take a moment and we are going to work on cleaning up this mess, trying to get it a little bit more organized. Hey, found it. Coaster. Yay, that would not be a safe place. Oh, mercy. Where to put it? Where to put it? Okay, little chair. Coffee. Okay, where to start? All right, this can go back here. This can go here. Okay, tablet. Let's get a show on. Keeps me occupied, keeps me occupied. Let's see what we got. I've been watching shows about making bags because I need to go back to what naturally comes easy and that I feel like is quality and looks great. And I did actually go to a market yesterday in Kernersville, the something Folly. I'll have to look that up. But it was really neat, and it's still going on today. Today is May 3rd. And it's huge, bigger than anything I would have imagined. But they had, I think, 3 crochet booths, and they had several folks that had some crochet items and cute things. However, not many of them were doing loveys, so that's a bonus. Not using the type of materials that I'm using, which to me make it a little bit cuter item. And then also nobody had bags of any shape or size. And then I've been actually working on some nicer, more high quality pocketbooks, purses. I'll show you that when I do my weekly of what I've made. So that is very exciting. So I've been kind of working, and I was actually looking at how to make a crochet bag handle, because when you purchase a leather handle, which is very nice, which is kind of where I'm leaning more towards, I'm going to try both ways. And I'd love to honestly be able to provide both with the little circle hooks, but that crochet handle is tricky, and I don't do really well with the really tight, small stitches, because I do crochet very tight. So it takes me probably twice as long, but I do love a bag strap. So I've been kind of looking at those, but I am not going to be paying attention 110%. So organizing my yarn stash. Maybe that's what I need to watch as I am doing this. Let's do that. So we are going to take a look at Cameron's Cute Creations, and she has a video, oh heavens, oh, only one day ago, seriously, no way. All right, so this is a brand new one from Cameron's Cute Creations. It's called Organizing My Yarn Stash with Me. Let's get cozy. So I personally have my coffee with one of Hi everybody. All right, so you guys have seen me try to clean up the hot mess of my kind of craft portion of the room my son and I share. I am now off to get another tub. I have most of the brown, the blacks, the whites, the beige, all in one tub. And now I have all of the other colors, the yellows, the greens, the blues, the pinks, the peach, all of those that I would like to put in another tub. So that will keep all of my acrylic, weight 4, all together. It will help when I am doing some accents, some smaller things. I use those for the actual, what I call more the boho type of bags. So the artisan type with the multiple strings together, so that will allow me to be able to see what colors I have, what colors will actually blend together, because I do like to kind of keep it monochromatic. So I use the whites, the creams, sometimes a beige with several shades of blue, or several, excuse me, can't talk, shades of green, so those kind of things. But before I head to the Wally in order to get a tub, hopefully the same size, because I'm a little anal like that, I have stopped by our local Wet Whistle here in Archdale. If anybody's familiar or local, this is a hot spot for many of us. It's a great coffee destination. You get pastries and food items, just being able to sit and gather and hang out and chill. So it's a neat little just privately owned. It's grown over the years to like double its size over the last couple of years. So it's a great little spot. So I have placed my online order. I've got just a moment before that will be ready. I'm gonna grab my coffee, head into Walmart, and on top of everything else, it looks like it's about 9 o'clock at night. I think a storm's coming. So let's hope I can grab my coffee and at least get inside the building of Walmart, because I can always walk around a minute while it storms and then head back. But you know, crochet life. you do what you got to do. And I am determined to get all that cleaned up so I can start finishing up some projects that I have really been delaying on, show you what I have created, and finish my, oh, my bunny. Gosh, what is her name? Bonnie the bunny. Oh, she is absolutely adorable. I'm making her in Bernat, the kind of the tan mingle. I believe is that one called Beach? I can't remember, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So I will show you that later on. So here we go. Let's go get my coffee, head to Walmart, hopefully grab what I need, possibly detour just a minute depending on the storm, and then head back to keep cleaning in the office. All right, I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. All right, so we've made it. We have coffee in hand. We are at the Wally. However, I did not beat the storm. So I've seen a few lightning strikes, no thunder just yet, but it is raining. So we're gonna throw the hood on, oh well for the hair, and head on in because we don't have time to waste. I will check back in as soon as we finish. Okay, so I've returned from Walmart. Yes, it stormed, so I had extra time, unfortunately. So I was walking, of course, the yarn aisles once I got my tub, and I did find one very similar, if not just about exact. And I ran across a couple new things and some things that I have used a little bit of, have a tiny bit more over there, so I have another tub of yarn. Okay, let me show you what I got. So I have used this before, and I believe I even made possibly a purse, it might be downstairs, out of this. This is the Bernat Blanket Tweed. I love the tweed. I will do some purses, even some of like my zipper pouches. I just love how soft it is to me. Even though it makes it a little bit thicker, just the texture of it is phenomenal. So this is actually one that's fairly popular. This is called Night Tweed, so this is great. I think a lot of people do like some of the cats out of it, some of the chickens. I have done a few of the chickens, not really into the whole cat. I think I made a dog out of this if I'm not mistaken. But I will probably keep this on hand, make sure I have just a few chickens just for the decor piece of my booth setup. But I'm not really into the cats and the dogs and things like that. So I'm gonna work on the decor stuff, some baby items, and then we'll see what else I have time for. But I feel like there's so many other crochet booths and things that offer those items I don't want to duplicate. So I want to keep it fairly unique as much as possible. So I bought some of this. I have just a smidgen of this one left. This is also one of the Bernat Tweeds. So this is more of kind of like your brown mingled. The actual name of it is Brown Tweed. So surprise, surprise, not very unique there, but it is great. So I've got that, and that is what I use some of the chickens in. And then this is my absolute favorite. I probably should have gotten more. But this one is also another one of the tweeds. A lot of times when they have it, you need to buy it because I think it's very popular. People buy it out. So then you go for several weeks and you can't find it. So this one is more of your tans and browns, and it's either a blue or a navy, navy or a black. But of course it's right up my alley. I love all those neutral colors. I just think that is perfect and it goes with so much. But this one's called Dove. So I have those. And I won't be using it really right now. I don't know that I'll add anything in this color at the moment, but probably more in fall. I have a market in October at the moment. But this one is called Woodland, but this one is your oranges, your greens, and your creams. So that one right there to me is more of your fall colors. So I've got those. Let me place them here. I ran across this right here. This is just your basic acrylic yarn. It's Mainstays. It's Walmart's official brand, but it was on clearance. So I went ahead and grabbed it. The white is what I use a lot in the accents of my, more of my market bags, or when I combine all of the different acrylic together, I just feel like this white just kind of pops. So I went ahead and grabbed that because that was on clearance. So I have that. I've got to add that actually to the tub down there. I'll stuff that here so I don't forget. I grabbed some tan because I actually, and this is called Almond, I was thinking of possibly even the larger Della Duck. I've got the baby Della Duck, but if I do another one, maybe do her in this almond color. The only little bit that I had left over was this right here. So that's definitely not enough. So I went ahead and grabbed just one. This is one that you can find fairly often. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll go ahead and slide that there. Okay. Now I hope to be able to, and I will probably once I kind of do my setup and see kind of what I still need with the home decor stuff, I want to try to make some baby onesies with like the onesie, possibly like the diaper covers and the toboggans, just different things. Head wrap, whatever I can come up with, it'll be like kind of like a little set thing. And so I saw this. This is Mandela, but it's baby BB, I believe, but it's a Lion brand. And it's only a worsted weight 3. So while I was walking in Walmart, I was listening to the pattern that I really like to figure out, well, what weight of yarn are they using, because I love the thicker yarn. It comes up, it creates so quickly. However, it does make things super big. So of course you can't have something large. So they do use a 3-weight yarn, but a lot of times it's hard to find 3-weight that is still soft. Usually that acrylic has kind of like that little rough texture to it. So I wanted to make sure if it was going on a little munchkin that it felt soft to the touch. So this is going to be one of those that is actually going to color change throughout. So I'll be curious to see how this comes together. But I bought this. This is in the color, where's my color? Or Narnia. So, but it is your various shades of pink. You've got a little bit of yellow, some green, some blue, and then it moves into the white. So super cute there. So of course, now as I was walking around, I was looking for like some clasping things to go on like the corner of some of my pocketbooks before I hook the, oh goodness, the handle on. And I ran across another end cap of Bernat. And this is, friends, this is the Bernat Baby, which is even softer than the regular Bernat. So it's so cute. But this is actually some mingled together. They call this one frosting. So this one is more of your pinks, your really almost peach, and then cream is in it. It is called Very Berry. So I have that. I will probably make possibly a lovey out of it. I'll have to kind of see what I'm missing there, but love it. So we'll see how that goes. And then I went ahead and got just one of each color. They had 3. This is also the frosting, more of your blues and greens. But this one, where's my color? Oh, is called Seaside. So that one is absolutely precious. And of course it works with the motif. And then last but not least, I always love my neutrals. So this one is more of your tans, your grays, your creams, but this one is called Sunday Times. So this one could be for either or, but I thought that was super sweet. So I'll save this for something special, see what I come up with there. But I loved that. So that is where we are. Driving here, I was like, Stacy, you now have all of your little pink thing filled up to the brim. What are you gonna do with this? So I think what I'm probably gonna do is I am going to, since I'm gonna be figuring out what I have already created for the market, go ahead and take the 2 purses down and then create a cute little stack of some color combinations where the 2 pocketbooks are on the very top, and then we'll see how that looks. All right, so I'm gonna get started by doing that and go ahead and stuffing the next tub with the rest of the acrylic and my yellows, greens, blues, pinks, peaches, all of the extras. And I will stuff those in there so that I have all that together, and we'll see what's next. All right, here we go. Well, hello everyone. It is time to reveal what I've been working on all week. As you can tell with the videos that you've just watched, I wasn't planning on cleaning up my office, but I also wasn't planning on creating a hot mess this week. So it's been a busy week. I've not only done a lot of family things, work things, but also crochet. And when I get in the mindset of crochet, I usually move from one project to the next. I just kind of stash things to the side. And I think that, you know, the second version of me is going to come back in and clean it up later. So that version of me had to take place this weekend, and I had a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, I do love to organize. Anybody that knows me knows that. So let me start with a few things that I actually decided to finish this week before I get into the good stuff. So I had several projects that, you know, you get to a certain place, maybe you're not quite sure of it. Am I finished? Do I need to be taller? Is it wide enough? Is it the right texture, the right pattern? I usually kind of sit on something for a little bit before I truly finish it off, and you're gonna see a couple of those today. And then I decide if I'm done. So this right here is really, it could kind of float either way, a bag or a basket. It does have your wooden base on it. It is made out of your macrame. So I've got two different strands, both a taupe and a cream, that I have intertwined together. It does have the built-in handle, so you can carry it as a bag. It can be a catch-all. It can sit somewhere with a lot of decorative items inside of it as decor. So I went ahead and finished this off. This was actually sitting there with both color strands of the macrame inside because I really wasn't sure. Was I happy with the handles? Was I gonna do leather straps instead? But I went ahead and decided to keep it just the way it is because I do like it like this. So I went ahead and finished this off, and ironically, when I went to finish this, and I did it first on purpose, it was holding several other whips that I needed to finish. So one of the main things that it was holding was some of these little chickens. Are these not cute? This is the maple chicken. So I have done 3. I have done 1 in the brown. I have done 2 in this black. I hope to do a solid black and even a cream one as well, just to have a handful. I'm really kind of promoting myself as being more of like home decor, oh goodness, purses, bags, loveys, the nicer kind of more boutique baby items. So, you know, a couple random things that I can see, decorating homes, that kind of thing, then I will add those in. So I won't do a ton of the little plushies, but I'll have, you know, a couple of the unique ones that might be more a decor item and a toy for an older child, unless it's a lovey. But yeah, so I actually created these, I'm embarrassed to tell you, but probably a couple months ago. I had everything done except for the crazy little toppers. So I really hadn't done any crochet on top of something, so where you kind of crochet on it. And for, gosh, I probably hadn't done it at all when I did these. And when I saw that, you know, you had to attach something, I hate to sew passionately. So I now know how to crochet on top. So I actually kind of freehanded that, and I think it turned out really darling. So, and here is my little third one. She is so cute. I may have to keep one of these for myself. She is darling. But that was actually inside of that taupe bag. So I had to, of course, when I pulled those out to finish that bag, I needed to finish those. Well, amongst that, I did not realize that I had buried a couple of my little zipper pouches. So I have several of these zipper pouches, and as I began thinking about the market that's coming up, I am really, I really want to kind of keep the brand going and kind of keep a color scheme so it looks kind of purposeful when I display things. So, you know, I make bags. So my goal is to have a couple bags and things kind of within the same color scheme, at least when they're set up, they kind of blend together, but then also have some zipper pouches, some keychains, some coffee cozies, some wash rags, some coasters that are kind of falling in those same color categories. So I went ahead and finished these up. Now, instead of attaching the keychain like I originally thought, I went ahead and bought some of these like little clips, and they come in a variety of colors, just so you had a pull. I wanted you to have a pull, so then whenever you do go and start using the bag, it's easy to grab, everything is lined, all of this is attached, so you shouldn't have any issues. So I have it in this color here, which is really primarily white, but it has a little hint of some blue, one of my favorites. And then I have it here, these are so soft. This is more of your creams, your greens, your pinks, but it's a little bit larger in size. And then I have 2 that are even larger, that one is a solid navy, and then one is more of a, I guess, a lilac, a light purple. So I have these 3 sizes. So the large, the medium, and then we have the small. So I've got several of these made. I've got a couple more downstairs, but when I lay it out, which is my plan for this week, so y'all wait for next week's video, when I lay everything out and kind of see what I've already got, what color schemes and what items am I missing, I hope to kind of add to this. So then it's all built in together. So that's my hope. Now, one that I've already got created as a set. Now that these are finished, I'll put them back in my tote. I love, and I've told you this before, I love this color scheme. I am a blue, a gray girl. So I love this color scheme. It's got its little pull there as well. Well, having this little bag, and I actually created it at a soccer game. I needed something to take with me to keep me occupied during breaks and things, halftime during soccer. and the car ride back and forth. We know how that goes. So I grabbed this really quick because I figured that would be something I could do without looking. Well, when I got that started and I saw how the pattern was actually coming out, I was like, this is gorgeous. So I know this is not more of a spring color scheme, but it's something that honestly I would carry because I would wear the white or the light gray sundress and add this in with my navy flip-flops or navy sandals. But this bag here, let me back up some, it is very large. Now this one has the canvas liner. So just like before, it is attached. I even crocheted around the handle to give it even more of that support there, but it actually has a flat bottom. So it's gonna have size, kind of like what I was making with my multi-strand, what I kind of consider my boho baskets, the larger version. This is that. Now this is different than what I've showed you before, where it's more of just your basic rectangle. This one does have more of a boat shape to it. So I have that there. And I now have the small little pouch that would go with it. So that makes me extremely excited that I've already got one connection there. And one thing that I didn't realize until I was setting up this video is I still have this basket in. It used to sit on my pink shelf here now that where the yarn is because I needed more space. So, but if you take a look at this color scheme, remember I've got it in this size and a little bit larger. Look at how that beautiful periwinkle goes with it, or that lilac. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so that was something that, you know, didn't really realize. So whether you are utilizing this bag or the larger one, that little tote can go right inside and you've got a small zipper pouch for some of your tiny items. So that is something that I'm gonna work on just to try to have kind of a scope and sequence and keep kind of the same color scheme. So speaking of bags, I then needed to take something to work. So when I was on lunch break or driving from work to a sporting event or to meet my husband somewhere, and I was going to be the passenger princess, as many of us call it, I decided I hadn't made one of my market bags, my boho bags, in a while, and I wanted to do something with our blues and greens to keep with my color scheme. So I actually created this bag here. Now this one does have a very similar shape to this. However, I did do more of an oval bottom. And then I went ahead and played, and I'm not quite satisfied just yet, but I went ahead and played by kind of tucking in the sides to give it that ruching effect here. What I think I'm gonna do though is possibly pull it out a little bit and make it a little bit wider, and then look at doing a buckle clip or something that will kind of come over the side to snap it. I have several handles that are on their way from dear old Amazon that I hope to do the little, I want to call it the carabiner clip, but it's that circle little claw clip here, and then attach the handle. So it is my hope to have not only a leather handle for some of these bags, but also even a handle that's made out of the material, or at least a couple colors, that you can have a variety of looks so that you can mix and match and play it up. So if I do it for some, that is my hope. I'd love to do it for all of them, but we'll see how time goes. So, but that is super cute and I love it. I think it's darling, but I'm the type that I really do like to have some kind of cinch and clip. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I did also order something that actually has a zipper that has the holes around the outer edge that are already punched in the leather that the zipper is attached to, that I'm curious to see how I could attach it to something like this as well. So, you know, just playing around with some ideas, but I do love this size. However, I do think I'm gonna pull that out just a tad. But like I say, I usually leave myself a little bit of room to make a few adjustments as I stare at it, look at it, and play with it. So that's probably something I'm gonna do. Now, this is something that I am super excited about. I have had the opportunity to play a little bit with my Bernat Maker. This is kind of resembles t-shirt yarn. It's your cotton yarn. It is this beautiful blue, almost like a slate blue. And I love the stitching that is shown there. This stitching and the stitching on the bottom of this bag that I've also worked on is the same. It's just made out of two different things. You are single crocheting, and then you are actually skipping down a row to make that long stitch to be able to pull that up, just to give it that kind of weaved effect. So super, super nice. So I actually have some handles coming, and like I promised, I still have the extra of this yarn here because my plan is I have some wooden handles that are more, it'll be a straight wooden bar here, and then it's got the circle of the wooden, so you can hold it here or it'll actually hang on your arm. So it would hang right there. So I'm actually going to stitch that in and then finish it out. So this one is almost done, but it's super, super gorgeous. So you got a sneak peek just now of the green one. Now this is my pride and joy. This one has the handle on it that I had ordered, and I'm ordering a little bit more. I ordered one to try it. I will be putting the circle little claw clip there and then attaching the handle so it's easier for you at home to trade it out, even to put one of the longer crossbody straps on there as well. This is made out of your macrame. It looks as though, because it is so sturdy, it really holds its shape, that it has a wooden base, but it does not. It's actually a crochet base, which is pretty phenomenal. It does have its ruching sides, so where I have ruched it together to give it that cute little feminine shape and size. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do any kind of snap closure or any kind of hook over the top. It may take me just going to Michael's or Hobby Lobby just to see what's there. I don't want to do something and take away from the bag, but this is one that I absolutely adore. And probably one that I will need to do one of my little pouches in. It might even look pretty just to do it monochromatic and find a green just like this. So that is, I believe, all of the bags at this point. So I was busy. I really focused and tried to make sure that I was working there. You know, the toys take a hot minute because there's a lot of bits and pieces. You're having to follow a strict direction, but once you get going on something like this, it's the same stitch all the way up. I have not mixed that up too much. Once you get going like this, you just count so many rows and you're doing the same stitch, so it really becomes habitual and a habit. So those really blow my mind how quickly they come to life. So speaking of that, let me tell you about some toys. And if you've been watching this whole entire video, you got a little sneak peek of my little baby Della Ducks. Now I bought the Mini Della Duck pattern, and I probably will go back and buy the larger one just because I think it's just absolutely adorable. So I started out with my little girl. Look at her. Look, she's just the size of my head. She is super tiny. I did order that Posh yarn that I was telling you about last week. So I ordered that. I used my own orange for her feet and her little bill there, but I did use the Posh here. So it is so, so darling. One thing that I did learn on this one was the yarn under, yarn over technique. So it is created by something that they call a half double crochet. But the cool part is the way that the instructions tell you of how to grab your yarn, you are yarning under or over, just depending on what part of the stitch you're doing. So it is really neat, and now I love it because it makes everything so tight. So when you are stuffing the head, or if you're stuffing a different part of the body, then your stitches are more together and you're not having your fluff come out. So that is fantastic. I did the little tie. I chose to do this little pretty rose pink color. So she's got her little head tie. I wish I could wear those things. Maybe one day I'll try it, but I think it's super cute. So since I had her, and I actually did them in bulk, so I did what they call batch making. I don't know if two's technically a batch, but for me, that's considered a batch. So since it was coming up so quick, so easy, I just went ahead and made the body and all the bits and pieces of a second one, not knowing that I was going to turn him into a little fella, but they did have the opportunity to do the little headband, do a bonnet, or even do a little ball cap. So I chose to do the ball cap. So I thought, why not? So you can keep his little bill out, which I think is super cute. You can leave it flat down, whatever your heart desires, but this little guy is absolutely precious. So I've got both of those, and those will definitely be coming, but I would love to have probably a larger one just to be able to take as well. I think they're super cute. Now, what I have been working on really on and off all week long. So in between when my hands needed a rest with the bags, I've been working on the Bonnie Bunny. Now I chose to do the Bonnie Bunny out of Bernat Blanket. So I told you that I would double check the name. I chose to do her primary body here, which looks beautiful. But let me tell you, it was not the smartest idea for the first time I've ever done it, because It is, you know, all the creams and the tans in there, a little bit of like off-white. And this color, oh, I don't have my glasses on, is the beach. Hey, I was right, beach foam. So this color is your beach foam. But the little paws, both on the little feet and little hands, the little cheeks on her, I chose to do the cream so that it would match. Well, it's very hard to see that and you know, the face was the first part that I did. And then I had to do some face shaping because that's what the pattern calls for, so you can get the little tuck of the little rabbit face. But it is super hard to be able to see where that starts and where that stops. But this is my little lady. So I'll start her out here. I guess she could be a little fella too, but here's her little face. Is she not the cutest? But you can tell it's very hard to see where, because even in this one, I think some of the cream from the primary color was also in the same track as where my little chubby cheeks were. So I think the only thing I may possibly do, and I kind of forgot to do it until I look at her now, is possibly go ahead and double stitch the nose just so it pops, so it's really shining out there. I think it kind of gets hidden. But she's got her so adorable little floppy ears, her little floppy hands, her little legs, and the most adorable little tail. Now the only thing I've not done yet, because I literally just finished her probably 30 minutes ago, is put on her headband. I'm gonna do a headband just like my little Della Duck for her. And I do believe that I am going to choose to use this purple color that's got some sparkle to it, if you can see it. This is from Walmart, it's their mainstays. It is, see if it gives me a name. It is the color Sweet Violet. Oh, perfect. So that is what I'm going to choose to do her head wrap. Now, one thing I did notice with my Bonnie here, I think I need to probably add a few extra stitches into my head wrap just because how tight I usually create my stitches, just to make it so that it's not so tight on the head. So that's what I'm going to keep in mind when I take a look at this one. But I do believe that she is just absolutely adorable. So I'd love to make her a new friend, whether I choose to do her the traditional gray or tan. I have seen some of them even in like a, you know, you have your different colored bunnies, even in that dark black tweed. So I don't know, we'll have to see. But I think she's adorable. Her eyes turned out really good in my opinion. It's kind of hard to see that white outline, but it's there. And then you have the black eye with the little white pupil. But yeah, I think I just need to tap her nose one more time and then she'll be good to go. But she is super cute. Okay, well, that is it. So you guys have gotten to really see a lot this week. So I have created a bunch. I have been able to organize my yarn, so I am still super proud here. I still have my cart for downstairs sitting here, so my job now is to figure out what I'm going to create for next week. I usually load it up in the cart, load it up in my work bag so that I have everything there so I can stay hopefully on track. I did really good with that this week, so I hope to be able to have week number 2 the same. So I guess stay tuned. I will try to give you a few updates throughout the week and we'll see how it goes. Thanks everybody for joining. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with a friend. If they are a crochet friend, and especially if you guys are in the Archdale, High Point, Thomasville area, message me, send me a chat below. I would love to meet at one of our local coffee shops, preferably even the one that I just mentioned in this video, and we can, you know, share some tricks of the trade, you know, just sit and crochet together. So just let me know. But there again, it's Lazy Loops Crochet by Stacy. Check me out not only on Facebook, but also on Instagram. I'm going to, this will be humorous for friends that know me, I'm going to try to figure out how to make the reels. I've been cheating because CamCut, who I do all this editing with, creates the reels for me if I have patience enough to wait for it. But I really want to try to figure it out myself. So that way I have a little bit more autonomy about what's being created. So I'm going to see if I can put that on the radar, but we'll see. Who knows? So I've learned a lot so far. Maybe I can keep learning, but that is a whole nother video. All right, so I am gone. I hope this week to be able to video a little bit of kind of me setting up what hopefully my first little booth will look like downstairs, just kind of a hot mess express, but I hope to kind of set that up so I can start kind of charting what I in the perfect world would like to have. So I'm working on things that are actually going to be beneficial and things that I do plan to set up initially, not once things are sold and then I'm just kind of replacing some holes. Look at me. I'm thinking things are going to sell. Do you think things are going to sell? Oh, I hope so. But I don't know. I'm just having fun doing it. And hey, if none of this sells, well, friends and family, guess what you're getting for Christmas and birthdays? All of these things. I might even gift you like a whole set of baby items that you can gift to upcoming baby showers. Who knows? So if these markets don't work out, then I guess that's what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll sell that instead. It can be like a huge box for Christmas of all the things. Like, what do you give somebody that has it all? Well, you give them presents to give everybody else. That might actually be kind of a cool market. I have to think about it. All right, well, I'm going to get off here. I am rambling, but like I said, thank you guys so much for staying with me, and I will hopefully be checking in not only on Facebook a little bit if this week's a little bit slower, but figuring out how to create some reels all by myself on Instagram. So wish me luck. Bye, everybody.